The boom wasn't a normal neighborhood noise. It wasn't a firecracker. It wasn't a blown transformer. It was a full-body shockwave that made the windows in my living room flex like a ripple in water. A column of black smoke spiraled into the sky from Karen's backyard like she just launched a rocket that catastrophically failed on the launch pad. Car alarms screamed, dogs barked, people ran outside because HOA President Karen Whitlock's shed had just detonated. And standing in the middle of her driveway, robe half burned, hair sticking up like she'd been electrocuted, she screamed, "My propane exploded! Somebody sabotage me!" I didn't say a word, because this wasn't sabotage. This wasn't an accident. This was karma. After weeks of her trying to ban my grill, fine me into oblivion, and accuse me of violating outdoor combustion policy, she tried to ruin my summer. Instead, she blew up her own. And this is the story of how her secret propane hoard turned her world into a fireball. I moved to Fairhaven Ridge for the peace. Quiet cul-de-sacs, friendly neighbors, and a backyard big enough to grill, smoke, and barbecue without anyone breathing down my neck. I'm a simple guy. I like cold drinks, warm weekends, and juicy steaks. My backyard grill is my therapy. But to Karen Whitlock, HOA president, neighborhood tyrant, and self-appointed safety coordinator, my grill was apparently a high-risk combustion hazard. It all started on a Friday evening. Perfect weather, burgers sizzling, country music playing lightly. Then the gate opened. Without knocking, without permission, Karen walked straight into my backyard like she was inspecting a biohazard facility. "This is not compliant," she snapped, pointing at my grill with her clipboard like it was a loaded weapon. I laughed. "Wrong move." She shoved the paper into my hands. "Violation, unauthorized outdoor cooking equipment." My crime? Possessing a grill everyone else in the neighborhood already had. I pointed at the Smiths. They had 2 grills. "Oh, those are grandfathered in," she said, and walked away. I felt the first spark of anger. I had no idea there was about to be an explosion, literally and figuratively. The next morning, another letter. Smoke emissions, another fine. Then, odor disturbance, fine. Then, combustion equipment observed in open air, fine. I wasn't grilling. I wasn't cooking. I wasn't even outside. She was inventing violations out of thin air. Neighbors started whispering, "She's targeting you. She's obsessed with your grill. She even asked us if we smell smoke." Then, someone told me something strange. She has like 6 propane tanks in her shed. I didn't believe it. Not yet. But the seed was planted. I'm not a confrontational guy, but I am a problem solver. So I installed one camera inside a fake birdhouse, one tiny 1080p cam under the gutter, and a wide angle on the shed corner, all pointed outside my own property. Totally legal, totally stealth. 2 nights later, motion alert. I opened the feed, and there she was, Karen, sneaking into my backyard. At 12:48 a.m., holding a measuring tape at her clipboard, she measured the distance from my grill to the fence, the height, the angle, even paced circles around it like she was conducting a forensic inspection. Then she whispered, "Absolutely unacceptable." She walked away, but before the camera feed cut, something caught her eye in the background. Her shed door, wide open. Inside, a glint of silver, a round metal top. Then another,
Propane tanks. 5, 6, maybe more. Stacked like an armory. My jaw dropped. She was trying to ban my grill for safety while hoarding enough propane to fuel a food truck festival. I realized then, this wasn't about rules. This was about control. And her hypocrisy was about to blow, literally.
The next week was war. She left laminated pamphlets on my porch titled, "How Outdoor Grills Cause House Fires." She took pictures of my backyard from behind her fence. She harassed delivery guys, asking what they were dropping off. She even knocked on my door while I was at work and told my wife, "You're living next to a ticking time bomb." Funny she said that, because the real ticking bomb was 40 feet behind her.
I finally had enough. I filed a complaint with the county fire marshal. Quietly. No drama, no threats. Just facts. HOA president enforcing fake combustion rules. Possible illegal propane storage in her shed. Harassment and unauthorized entry into my backyard. The fire marshal said they'd investigate within the next month, but karma moved faster, much faster.
It was 9:16 p.m. on a quiet Wednesday. Kids were inside, sprinklers running, the whole street silent. Then a sound like a cannon blast tore through the neighborhood. Boom! My windows flexed inward. A shockwave slapped my chest. I ran outside and saw it. Karen's shed had exploded. A fireball shot upward, lighting the sky orange. Flaming wood rained down like meteor fragments. Her garden was on fire. Smoke rolled across the lawn in thick gray clouds. Neighbors screamed, "Call 911! Karen's shed is burning! Oh my God, look at the tanks!" Through the smoke, I saw her, standing there, covered in soot, hair sticking out at insane angles, hands black with ash. She screamed, "I've been attacked! Someone sabotaged my shed!" Except the fire department was already arriving, and they immediately saw the truth. Propane tanks, scorched, ruptured, melted, were scattered everywhere. One rolled to a stop on my fence.
Get that shed secured!
Pressurized.
Watch the secondary explosion!
I didn't say a word. Justice didn't need narration. The fire marshal arrived within 10 minutes. He looked at the melted tanks, at the charred shed frame, at the scorch marks on the grass, then calmly asked, "Ma'am, how many tanks were you storing?" She stammered, "Just one, maybe two. They multiplied in the fire." He raised a brow. "Propane tanks multiplied?" The neighbor snickered. "Ma'am," he said, "this is illegal storage. This is extremely dangerous. Your shed was a bomb waiting to go off." She pointed at me. "This is his fault. His grill caused vibrations. It triggered combustion." The marshal blinked. "You think a man grilling burgers made your shed of propane detonate?" She nodded frantically. "It's science." The marshal wrote something on his clipboard. I knew it wasn't a compliment.
The next morning, Karen called an emergency HOA meeting. Of course she did. She accused me of running an illegal outdoor furnace, causing vibrational ignition, and weaponizing food preparation. Yes, she said that. The room was dead silent. Then I calmly connected my phone to the clubhouse TV. One tap, and there she was, Karen, measuring my grill at midnight, trespassing, taking pictures, inspecting my backyard without permission. Gasps. Another tap, frame-by-frame footage of her shed door open, propane tanks stacked inside, 6 visible at once. More gasps. Another tap. The explosion footage. You could hear a pin drop. The HOA vice president slowly turned toward her. "Karen,
You created the most dangerous hazard this neighborhood has ever seen, and you tried to blame him?" She sputtered. "It wasn't. I didn't. It's not." The vote to remove her was unanimous. She was stripped of her position. Her face went red, then purple. "You're all ungrateful!" she screamed and stormed out. With Karen gone, everything changed. No more surprise inspections, no more grill harassment, no more insane fines. Neighbors brought over steaks, kids roasted marshmallows in my backyard. Even the fire marshal drove by once and joked, "Keep an eye on your neighbor's sheds." I finally had the peace I moved here for. But karma still had one last twist. 2 weeks later, I saw police cars outside Karen's house. Turns out, the explosion triggered a mandatory county investigation on improper storage of hazardous materials. They discovered 11 propane tanks, 4 expired gasoline containers, 2 illegal outdoor heaters, and 1 generator she'd wired into her house illegally. She wasn't arrested, but she was issued a massive fine. She tried to appeal. They declined. And she had to move out of the neighborhood entirely. The for sale sign went up the next morning. As she loaded her last box into the moving truck, she glared at me with burning hatred. I raised my coffee mug and said nothing. Her U-Haul drove away slowly. Behind it, the charred skeleton of her shed sat like a monument to karma.
So yes, she tried to ban my grill. She tried to find me. She tried to destroy my peace. But in the end, her own secret propane addiction turned her shed into a fireball and her HOA career into ash. And every time I fire up my grill now, I whisper, to propane and to karma, both highly flammable. If you enjoyed seeing Justice Served, make sure you hit subscribe, because the next HOA nightmare might just be wilder than this one. Don't miss it.